Good morning. I hope you're well. Bank holiday Monday. The healthy eating continuum. That's what we're going to chat about this morning. I'm Mark Scanlon for Real Man Coaching. This is episode 11 of Win the Morning TV. We're rained off this morning. It's lashing rain, so we're doing it from the car. It's a little bit different. If you're up and at it this morning, give me a shout in the comments. How's your weekend been? Are you having a lie on this morning? If you are, obviously you're not watching live. Let me know with a hashtag replay that you're watching it back live. Very important topic this morning. A lot of my topics on the previous episodes have been around mindset, personal management, personal leadership. Now we're going to delve into nutrition this morning. So if you're up and at it, let me know. Did you have a few drinks last night? Are you recovering from that? Are you having a lie on? Did you have a busy week? Bank holidays, Mondays are a great day just to relax, refresh. It's like an extra Sunday. So anyway, I hope you're well. Let's get into it. But just before we do, I have a group of men starting the month, starting a 4-week journey on our Time to Transform challenge. So I can't wait to see how much progress they make over the next 4 weeks in terms of their health, their fitness, their well-being, their mindset. It's really exciting. There's lots of gains that can be made in 4 weeks, lots of changes. It's called the Time to Transform challenge. So we're looking to help men transform their habits around training, around nutrition, around their mindset, and bring a nice positive structure to their life that they can use for the long term. Obviously, lads will come in with goals of fat loss, weight loss, wanting to increase their strength, wanting to lose the belly fat or shrink the belly. And that's going to be a nice side effect of what we do. But the ultimate aim is to transform habits and thinking of the longer term, transforming their lifestyle for the rest of their life. Okay, so the healthy eating continuum. So my goal when I'm coaching clients, members, anybody that I work with is to simplify the process, whether it's training or nutrition or working on their mindset or state of mind. It's to simplify the process. It's to take out the fluff, take out the bullshit, to really get down to what works and what doesn't. Obviously base it off a principled approach, base it off research, not just picking things at random, but really to take out the complexity of some of the topics that are out there. And nutrition is one of those topics that's really, really confusing, conflicting, annoying at times, and can leave people confused and not knowing what to do, how to eat properly, how to eat healthily, and how to take action for the long term. So we're going to talk about the healthy eating continuum. So this is one concept and one strategy that I like to work with, or I like to start with when I'm working with my clients. So think of a scale going from 0 to 100. That's the healthy eating continuum. So to the left, 0 is your meals being based around processed foods, highly processed foods, foods that have lots of ingredients that are poor quality, that don't have an awful lot of nutrients in them and are kind of more convenience-based foods. So thinking about your meals, are your meals predominantly or all based off that kind of food type? And then to the right, sliding to the right, going to 100%, you're thinking of organic based meals or like organic based foods, where all your foods are really nutrient dense, they're organically farmed and they're organically produced to arrive on your plate, and that's how all your meals are, or that they're the meals that you're eating, 100% organic meals. Okay, so we never want to go 100% with anything, and eating organically 100% isn't sustainable. I don't know anybody that does eat 100% organically. I certainly don't anyway. Maybe there is some people and they're ultra healthy and they're further along that continuum than than most and than myself, and that's all well and good. So for a practical piece for life, for a strategy for life, we want to get to the right. So we want to move along that continuum to the right, from going from zero, going from the junk food, the highly processed food, sliding along towards the organic. Okay, so a good kind of ratio is eating 80% to 20%, or even better than that, 90% healthy foods, 10% of the higher processed foods. We always want to leave that little percentage there for foods that are not as healthy, but foods that we enjoy, and that makes the process of healthy eating a little bit more sustainable. We never want to go 100% with anything. Maybe we do sometimes. Maybe we want to try it sometimes, just as an experiment. So where do you fit in on that continuum? Are you currently 70% junk food, highly processed foods, and 30% healthy foods? Are you 50-50? Or are you currently nailing the 80-20 rule, or the 90-10 rule? If you are, then you probably don't need this advice. You're probably doing really well with everything around nutrition, and I would advise you to keep going with that. If not, let's get into it. I'll give you a couple of tips of how to slide on that continuum to the right and improve your eating, improve your nutrition, to help you with your overall health, to help you with your fitness, your performance, whatever it is. Let's slide to the right of that continuum. So yeah, so much confusion around nutrition, and you don't want to get your nutrition advice from adverts on telly. You don't want to get it from magazines, from newspapers, where there's constantly things being thrown at you, where food companies are pushing an agenda, or pushing their own types of foods. And even some of the research, we can't trust that either, because a lot of the food companies are paying big money to push out that research, where you'll see things on social media, or you'll see things in the newspapers and things like that, where this food is bad. It might be eggs, or it might be red meat, or it might be some kind of vegetable or something like that. This food is really bad, stay away from that. And then the following day there's another piece of research conflicting that, so it leaves everybody confused. So what I am going to try to do, and what I want you to get to think about, is to avoid all that confusion, to avoid all that complexity. We have to go back to the simple things that we know. We have to go back to nature. We have to go back to the way our ancestors, our grandparents, depending on your age, our great grandparents, the way that they used to eat, the foods that they used to eat. That's a really good place to start. So when we're quantifying healthy eating, what is it? I think that's where we need to go. We need to go back to nature. So thinking about healthy foods, to take the complexity out of it, think about, did it grow from the earth? Did it swim in the sea? Did it fly in the sky? Or did it walk the earth? So when we're thinking about food types like that, we're thinking about meat, we're thinking about fish, we're thinking about dairy, poultry, we're thinking about nuts and seeds, and we're thinking about fruits and vegetables. Okay, so all those foods are nutrient dense, they're high quality, they have minimal ingredients, minimal packaging, they weren't produced in a factory, they weren't man-made. So that's where we have to go back to when we're thinking about healthy eating. So go back to nature. It might sound a little bit simplistic, but that's what we need in current day living, in this environment. We need to take out the complexity, we need to get back to nature, and we need to try and eat as healthily as we can and get towards that organic way of eating. I'm not pushing organic foods on anybody, but we need to slide to the right there and think of, can we eat more naturally, or more of nature's foods, more naturally occurring foods. So that's healthy eating. So now how can you apply that to your life, going back to that continuum? So how can we improve and move from zero and slide towards 100% of healthy eating? How can you improve that? So you want to try and get to a 90-10%, where 90% of your foods are healthy and 10% are more of the foods that you enjoy, that are probably a little bit less healthy, that are a little bit more processed maybe. And that's when it becomes sustainable. If you have sprinkled into your week, if you have those foods that you enjoy that are a little bit more, what would you say, are a little bit less high quality, a little bit less nutrient dense, so less nutrients in it, more kind of what would you say, enjoyable foods, more foods that are easier on the palate. That's where we want to get to. So if you're thinking of, you have 28 meals in the week, okay, and we want, that's 3 main meals and a snack per day. Okay, so just simplifying, just putting that on it. So 28 meals in the week, and we're trying to get 90% of those to be healthy. So 25 out of that 28 are going to be high quality, nutrient dense, minimally processed foods, going back to nature's foods, and 3 of those meals are going to be less quality, lower quality, more enjoyable foods that maybe have higher higher calories and more probably sugar and additives added into it. So that would be when I'm working with clients, to try to get them to add in something midweek and something at the weekend. So if you were thinking Wednesday being your day where you're going to have a chocolate bar or something in the evening time with your cup of tea, that makes it sustainable, that makes it less restrictive, and you're more likely to stick to it. And then at the weekend, maybe thinking about a larger meal coming from a less high quality source. So maybe something Saturday night, you're going to have a pizza, and then your third of the lower quality foods being a little bit of ice cream after your dinner on a Sunday. I think that's a really sustainable way of eating, where 90% of your meals or of your foods are from high quality foods, and then 10% are from less quality foods. That's sustainable. That's a way to eat for life without getting heavy into the macronutrient breakdown, without getting heavy into the calories in versus calories out. Of course, we'll tackle them later on, but we're trying to simplify the process. We're trying to get people to go back to nature with their foods, to try and help people have the least amount of choices in their day. So we don't want to be thinking about nutrition all day. We just want to eat food. So, and obviously look after our health. So I think getting along the healthy eating continuum to the right, moving more towards 100%, is where we should get to. Now, maybe I'm after confusing the hell out of you. Maybe I'm after, making it more complex for you. But that's where I start with people, and when we actually think about it and when we break it down, it makes the process very simple. So if you've got something from that this morning, a different Win the Morning TV this morning, we're tackling nutrition. We're tackling one of the major topics that can be a stumbling block for people. So if you're listening back to this, let me know if you got something from it. How are you currently eating? What rating or percentage would you give yourself? And did you get something from this morning that you can apply straight away to your own life? Okay, that's all for now. That's episode 11. Win the morning, win the day. I hope you have a good bank holiday Monday.